also my first BBC.
Oh. I've done EastEnders and Doctors myself, so what BBC show shall you be on?
Big ones.
I think we're talking about a different BBC.
Yeah.
You're through to Option 1.
Option 1 podcast.
Hello, welcome boys, girls and everyone in between to Option 1 podcast. I'm very, very honoured, delighted and happy and thrilled and excited to be joined today by our lovely guest, Robyn.
Hello.
Robyn, how are you doing today?
So good, thank
This is
you.
Robyn Quinn. My name is Ben Keenan. I'm your host. This is our second episode today. We had the lovely Bonnie G last time around. We had lots of great chats. So we're expecting more of the same banter, bit of fun and a bit of frivolity. Robyn, clear. We're going to hand, this is all about you today. So I'm going to just ask you a bunch of questions. Some will just be about yourself. Some will be general knowledge. Some will be historical things. Some will be, it will be mathematical based, science based, and existential. A lot of existential questions.
Excellent. Can't wait.
Okay, a lot of excellent questions too. That's right. I've done my homework. Okay, Robyn, I want to ask you about yourself. So tell the viewers about Robyn. And I know that Robyn is a stage name. So tell us about life before Robyn.
It is.
Please, in your own. Yeah, off you go.
Okay. Yes, I am Robyn. It is a stage name. Before Robyn, I was very dull. So dull. I'd done the stuff that we're all meant to do. Got married, had kids, had a house, had a dog. And then basically had a humongous midlife crisis at 30. And then decided to shake my whole world up. Find new love and new career. Here I am.
And here we are. Now, I know that this is a journey for you, and you had a bit of a body transformation. Are you okay talking about that?
Absolutely,
you want to tell us about that? Tell us about your journey, Robyn.
So I was always quite a chunky child. And then once I had my children quite young, I just never shifted the weight and suffered so badly with depression, and it all kind of came from the weight. I noticed a real dip in my moods every time I put weight on, and then got to a point where I stopped leaving my house.
Wow.
For a whole year, and it was
A whole year?
Yeah, a whole year. The turning point for me was one of my children fell over at the park and broke their arm.
And you had to go and get them?
And I had to go and get them. And then from there, when she went back to school, the children were bullying her, not because of anything else, but because of her fat mum that came running to the park to get her. So from that point, I decided that was it. I was going to change my whole life around, and I went and had a gastric sleeve. So I'd always battled with weight, always been up and down, dieted, done every diet you can think of. Liquid diets, cabbage soup, all of that stuff like Atkins. So I was always up and down, but I thought I can't keep on with this battle, like with the mental. Yeah. I didn't know how much more strength I had to fight the mental side of it. So I was like, sod it, I'm going to get a gastric sleeve. So I went, paid for it myself, had a gastric sleeve and lost half my body weight.
Can I ask, and I'm not being facetious here at all, and I'm not taking the mick, I've heard of a gastric band.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a gastric band and a gastric sleeve? I was going to do some awful joke there about that being in your arm, and I was like, that's not the time and the place, Ben.
No,
It's
not your audience.
No, please tell us
so a
about
gastric sleeve, a gastric band is where they insert a band into the stomach and they create a smaller pocket for food to go into. Mm-hmm. But your body can reject it, it can move, you can stretch it. There's lots of things that kind of made it a bit of a negative option for me. But the sleeve is they actually remove 80% of your stomach. Wow. So if you imagine your stomach as like a tube and then a bulbous bit at the bottom, they remove the bulbous bit. So my stomach is like, goes straight down.
And how long ago was that?
That was 6 or 7 years ago.
6 or 7 years ago.
And now I can still, like, in terms of food, if you think of it like a Big Mac meal, I could eat half the burger, I reckon, still now.
Really?
And I would feel like I've had a massive Sunday dinner.
So is that still in place now?
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's there forever?
Forever. You can stretch it.
So you can have it medically stretched?
No.
No?
Just if you were a gannet and you ate and ate and ate and ate.
So you got to go gannet.
You got to go hard.
So you go Christmas. So I keep hitting this mic. I'm so sorry, guys. Chris, who got you? Is there a Christmas Gannet in the future? Do you go Christmas Gannet? Like, do you allow yourself to like?
No, well, I do. Because I'm still a fat girl at heart, and in my head I'm still a fat girl. Like, I will plate up a dinner and then go for it. But then, like, 4 mouthfuls in, I have to lay flat on the floor and cry.
Right.
Genuinely. I genuinely lay
I just
flat.
need a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you've come out of this dark period. You've got the sleeve. The sleeve is working. It's done its thing, and then you're still in your relationship. You're still in your marriage at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
So I had my sleeve, and then I lost all of the weight and was still married at the time. Yes.
And then how did you then make it into so it was. Tell me, I guess where I'm trying to go with this is, where did the journey start then into the adult industry? Was it partly to do with the weight loss and feeling good about yourself and thinking, I want to change something else? Like,
no, I think it was more, I got into sport quite heavily, and then I think it wasn't just the weight loss, it was finding that my husband and I had so little in common.
Right.
And people probably would say I lost the weight and then ditched the husband, but it wasn't that. It was there was just so much more. Like I said, I had my children really young, like 17.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'd become a wife and a mum that young. So when I suddenly had this new lease of life, you know, I was running, I was doing marathons, and he was still in his pipe and slippers at home. Right. And I was like, we don't fit anymore.
So you kind of outgrew each other?
Yeah. It was.
And was he childhood? Was he the father of the kids and everything?
Yeah. We'd been together for years, yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
And then I kind of thought, you know, I want a whole new life. I want to try things I've never done. I want to explore. And then I told my husband I wanted to separate, and I moved into this little house on my own with my kids, and then fell in love with my next door neighbour.
Rut-row. Oh dear. And are we still in love with the next door neighbour?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get on to that in a little bit, because we have some questions about that. I think we know you know who that is. So the dramatic. So what was the career before porn, before the adult?
So started as a beautician.
Okay.
Trained as a beautician, and then I went into childcare. I studied children's mental health, and then worked in a school as a TA and assistant for.
Same. TA for MVQ2 and childcare development.
Yeah, for children that kind of exhausted all their options in mainstream schools.
Okay, right.
And I'd done that for a long time. And then
that must have been tough.
Really tough. And then I had my partner and I had a baby together, and decided I could not go back into a classroom, couldn't work the hours that it needed, and thought, I'm just going to get my tits out.
Yeah. I did the same, but I couldn't obviously get my tits out. I am thinking about OnlyFans for my feet.
Have you got nice feet?
I do have nice feet.
Can you show me later?
Possibly on camera. I'm not sure. The standards are here. I think they're pretty high. But I have like sideshow bob, long, slender feet.
Do you actually?
I do, yeah.
Show me.
I mean, I've got my DMs on, but if you can imagine, they're long and flat.
They are long.
So I'm wondering if I can make a little bit of extra scooch with my feet. I don't know what the male OnlyFans is, but this is a conversation for another time. Okay. This is your time. Okay, so you have you've left your partner, your husband rather. You've moved into the porn. How was that for you then? So tell me then about this new career and how that felt going into it. And you're quite new to it as well.
Yeah, I'm shiny out the box, and I loved it. Loved it. Just the freedom of expression, just to be myself, to be proud of who I am, like as a woman as well, it's okay to be sexy and want to be sexy, and it's okay to still have like feminine values and feel feminine and strong, but also show your skin and be sexy, be hot, put makeup on. Yeah. Like that's okay. I love that balance. Yeah. Like I'm a badass bitch, but also I look very nice in a dress, and I will do my hair and makeup. Yeah. Like you don't have to be one or the other. So when I got into porn, I think that gave me a real, strength, I think. So
companies you've worked for, you have, in my notes here, you have worked for companies like Lady Voyeur, and how have they been? How have you found the industry so far as a newbie? Have you found it
insane.
Welcoming?
Oh, it's welcoming, absolutely. But it's insane.
Okay, and give me something. We want juice. Well,
It's just
salacious gossip.
the things
know.
that I'm going to say, you guys. I'm going to be controversial. It's
You
men.
guys.
Like,
Okay.
it's not women.
Right.
That you guys find hot is different.
Yeah.
So I go
bizarro.
on to like all of these different jobs, and I'm one of these girls that go, "Can you do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I can." No idea if I can, but I learn when I'm there, and just odd,
Yeah.
odd.
We're odd creatures.
Have you heard about the giantism thing?
Giantism. Mm-hmm. I'm such a Roald Dahl fan. I'm now just thinking, please don't spoil the big friendly giant for me.
Oh,
Is this going to spoil the big friendly giant?
It's a thing. Guys like women to pretend to be giants
Oh, really?
and squish them between their toes and things. Yeah.
I mean, okay, some of the weirdest thing I've seen, I remember like, on Channel 4 a couple of years back, there was the one, and it's always in like the north or somewhere, and there were like adult men dressing up as babies.
Yeah.
And they're like 6-year-old men, usually white CEOs of companies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to about to reveal something, and
Is it
I'm
you?
not going to say, no, it's definitely not me. No, but I did a job for somebody, I'm not going to say it was, but they accidentally sent me, so he was sending pictures we had asked him to take of him with his product. That's all I'm going to say. But he accidentally included pictures of him dressed up as a woman on his hard drive
Yeah, it doesn't
in a
surprise me.
cage. In a cage being taunted by somebody. And we were all in the office like, what the?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise
And
me
I
at
was
all.
like, I want more money for this job because I've got loads of screenshots of these pictures on my phone. So that, but I mean, and then there's obviously there's a lot weirder stuff. What I suppose then the follow up on that would be bar giantism, and this is, you can kind of you'd go as dark as or as wherever. What is the weirdest request I suppose you've had that you've been like, do you know what? I think I'll pass.
There's one that I always get asked, which is always a hard pass, which is to have sex with my dog.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's all just take a minute here to think of poor Fido, and that
I
is
know.
just wrong on so many levels. Now,
He's so lovely as well. All the time. I have to keep him out. So sometimes I stream live and I have to keep him
how
out of
many
my
times
streams.
have you been asked that?
Too many.
I'm not
Honestly.
really want to try to address the terms, but lads, chill out.
I know.
That's not
Chill.
just, okay.
And
Okay, let's talk.
the other weirdest
go on.
one I've done, I got paid quite a lot of money for a guy wanted me to print out pictures of his ex-wife and ex-girlfriends and just in normal clothes stand all over the pictures. So they were all over the bathroom floor and I just had to stomp on them.
That's amazing. I do have heard of these things where, like I know somebody who has, he's like a married man and he does similar. He'll just pay her to insult him.
Yeah.
He'll just be like text and he'll be like, oh, if you insult me, I'll send you 50 quid. It's crazy.
Have you got his number?
I did.
Can you just send me that?
No, I did ask, would he be interested in having, like, would he be interested in having guys do the same? And he's like, no, not really interested.
Not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same for us. So you worked for these new companies, you're new into it. Obviously, like safeguarding, that's super important. How are the companies you feel like? Do you feel like when you go on set that you're being well taken care of, that the guys are receptive? Like if it ever gets out of hand, you can.
Yeah.
I know that Bonnie, our last guest was telling us just things like tapping out and things like that, where you can like, that's enough, that's too much.
Yeah.
Is that kind of more prevalent now? I suppose you're new to it, but
Well, I'm super lucky. I've only really been in this industry with my partner, so we kind of come as a package.
okay.
And I know that as a couple, I get treated very differently. But also in our industry, we're quite a close-knit community, and there's a lot of group chats where girls or women, certainly single creators, will put names of producers in there and say, has anybody worked with this person? So if there's anything negative, instantly it's flagged and the girls will just not work there.
Brilliant. So
But yeah, I've found, which is kind of bittersweet really, that I've had this experience, because I think people should behave in a gentlemanly way or professional way at all times,
Yes, of
regardless
course.
or not, if I'm with my husband or not.
Yeah.
But I don't have the experience that some of the girls have had. Like
Yeah.
I know there's some horror stories out there.
I'm sure.
But the ones I've worked for have been really lovely. I haven't had
Okay.
any problems.
So we're going to seamlessly segue now. Said partner. You mentioned your partner. So your partner is, for those who don't know, his name is Tatman.
Tatman.
Now, I only just discovered that today. Because I googled Tatman, and there's two Tatmans. There's a big old Tatman from America. He's got a beard about yon size, and he's about 400 pounds. And he's covered in tats, and I was like, that doesn't scan. That doesn't seem right. And then I went ahead and saw on Instagram Tatman and Robyn, which very lovely play on words.
It's clever, isn't it?
Tell me about Tatman. What's the crack with Tatman? How'd you meet Tatman? And can Tatman do? Or can Tatman don't?
He can do. He's delightful. So I moved next door to him, and then literally I cooked him dinner, and then we haven't left each other's side for 5 years. And
lovely.
We started in the industry together because he made weirdly, actually, I wanted to be watched having sex. I was like, when I met him, I was like, look, I've been bored for so long. There's so much stuff I want to try. If you want to be with me, you need to come along on this weird little journey I'm on. So he was like, yeah, okay. So I was like, I want to be watched having sex. So we started doing like online camming and stuff like that. And then he was like, oh, you're really good at it. And like, people love you. You should make money out of it. So we started, can I say OnlyFans?
I think you can, but it's not. You can't just.
OnlyFans!
Oh,
Hey!
OnlyFans! Yes, you can say it, but you can't film for it.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So,
We started an
Rat-a-tat
OnlyFans.
Tatman.
Yeah, and then we've kind of just gone from there. Really, we've filmed together separately. We've been on this weird little journey together, deciding what we do and we don't like, and now we're making careers of it.
It's fantastic. Now, at the start, so you said you were doing before OnlyFans. So when you were making videos, was that just like for your own kind of amusement and then
Just for
enjoyment?
my own wank bank.
Oh, for the own store, the own reserves, the old fort, knock it out. So the relationship has developed. You guys are in a very comfortable place. It's been 5 years. Tell me about your feelings on Tatman and his pay to gay. It's a thing I've already just heard.
Is
Because
it?
If you want to pay me to gay me, I'll do it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's a decision we made together. Everything we do, we decide together. We talk about it. We mull it over. We, talk through the pros and cons. And it was something that he was thinking about because we've got lots of friends in the industry, and all of our guy friends all say the same thing. There's no money in straight porn. So we were kind of like mulling it. And then it kind of happens by accident, to be honest. We were on a collab with a couple and we couldn't film what we wanted to film for one reason or another, but her husband done gay for pay. And he was like, look, we're here, we've got the hotel. My fans would love to see me do something with you. Would you try it? And I was really nervous at first.
Right.
I was like, I don't know if I'm going to look at you differently. Like, I quite like... controversially, I quite like a man's man. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know if this is going to change our relationship but I was like, I'm here, let's just do it.
And you were there
I was
for
there,
the episode. So
and
that
then,
probably did help, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. So
it.
the first bit of it was a shower scene. So the guy was like, let's just jump in the shower together. And I was like, okay, I can cope with that. They're just having a shower. And I was literally in the corner of the bathroom filming with the most soggiest, wettest knickers I've ever had in my life. And I was like, this is so hot. They were just like washing each other.
Wow.
Oh, it was delightful, honestly.
Just a couple of guys soaping up, getting a bit of lather on.
Yeah, and they're so handsome, both of them.
2025 guys.
And they were just lathering each other up, and then they went into the bedroom, and then again, me and the guy's wife were there, and we were kind of fluffing a little bit in between, making them nice and hard, and then hid again, and then filmed, and they literally just wanked next to each other. That was it. And that was the whole film. I was so proud
Got a
of
little
him.
tear there.
But it was just, and it was a real yeah, I'm fine. I had no problem with it. I found it really hot,
Because that could have been either
actually.
way, right? It could have been, you could have, like you said, you could have seen that and been like, whoa, this is, I'm not comfortable with
Too
this
much.
at all.
Yeah, no, but it went the other way. I really liked it. And now I have creators message me to work with him, and I'm almost pimping him out.
Wow,
I'm
so
like,
you've now become a
go
pimp.
babe, go
You've
wank
become
next to that guy.
You've become a pimp. Robyn Quinn, pimp for hire. Huh.
Yeah.
Pimp my tat.
Pimp my tat. Tat's my pimp.
Pimp.
No. We'll work on
Tatman
that.
and Rob pimp. Tatman and Rob pimp. We're working on that.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Okay, we talked about the production companies. Oh yeah, so who are your favourite people to work for and why?
Red Sign Studios, I love working for.
Okay.
Lacey Starr and Steve, I think they're great. They're really supportive around the whole industry. They do a lot for like the sexual health side of things as well.
Yeah.
So I think they're incredible people to work for. And Babe Station.
And Babe Station, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no
But they
more.
are actually great, by the way. I'm not even taking the piss. They are actually great to work for.
Right. So, you recently shot for Fake Truck. What was that like? What is a shooting day like for Fake Truck? And also, what is Fake Truck?
Do you not know what Fake Truck is?
I do not. I'm a Puritan. I'm a Catholic boy from Ireland.
That
Don't even have the
means
interweb.
nothing. Do you know Andy Lee?
Who?
Yeah. Google him.
Okay.
Fake Truck is... Do you know Fake Taxi?
I have heard of Fake Taxi.
So it's like Fake Taxi, but bigger.
Okay.
Like
Oh, right.
in a truck.
Oh, okay. Okay. So more truck to, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a rhyme
More
there
truck to,
somewhere.
yeah. That was honestly one of my favourite shoots, actually. It was so cool. I done... so I don't like filming with guys without Tatman. I just don't like it.
He's got to be on set. He's got to be on
Yeah, he
set.
hasn't got to be, but I will prioritise shoots where he can be. So when Fake Truck approached me, I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'd like to do it. But can we do a boy-girl with Tatman? And he was like, absolutely. So we squeezed all three of us in the cabin of this truck.
So it's not where you go to a lot and you decide whether it's a truck or not. You're like, wait a minute, is it a truck or is it cake?
Or a caravan.
That's not what it is?
No.
So it's not that, is it cake? Yeah, okay.
No,
it's different.
It's a truck that says Fake Truck, and lots of women go in the truck and
go in the truck.
And they get fucked by the driver.
Wow.
Who is called Ben. Ben, the fake truck driver.
My name is Ben. I do not drive a truck.
We also done my very first DVP in the fake truck.
I'm assuming that's some kind of experience license.
Two penises inside my vagina.
Right. I thought that was like a HGV license.
No, I wasn't allowed to drive it.
A lot of training still involved, though, for both.
Not enough training on my part, I must add. I needed more. I couldn't walk for days.
Speaking of walking,
Yep.
Robyn, you're a wrestler.
I do wrestling, yes. I do
Segues. The
everything.
segues are seamless, bro. So, when you're not wrestling in a fake truck, tell me about the wrestling, and you've got some wrestling clips. Yeah, go on. Tell us about Robyn the Wrestler. Is there a Robyn the Wrestler wrestling name?
Robyn wrestles.
Robyn wrestles?
Yeah, this was one of those things that I fell into. Somebody asked me to film. They were like, do you do sex fights? Again, I turned up and went, yeah, of course I do. Learned on the job, and apparently I'm quite good at it. Fantastic. I had a guy fly over from Italy for 3 days to fight me for 3 days. Paid. He came over, stayed, and I went to see him for 3 days straight. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
So hold on. Let me just wrap my head around this. Where are you wrestling?
In a session studio in Camden.
Okay, so it's filmed?
No.
No? So he comes over, he knows who you are, he wants to wrestle you, and that's just wrestling.
Yeah.
And he pays for the space.
Yeah.
He pays for the space, your time.
Yeah.
He doesn't film it.
No.
Just has a wrestle.
Just has a wrestle.
And then he goes home and eats some pasta.
I guess. Refuels himself.
Refuels himself. Carbs. I haven't had carbs in a week.
You look amazing.
Thank you. Robyn.
Yes.
What's coming up next?
What's coming up next? What is coming up next?
Yeah.
Hold on, when's this being aired?
When is this is being aired? Aired. Possibly in probably about 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say, what's your November looking like? Or end of November, start of December. Plans for Christmas, Robyn?
I'm actually taking some time off.
Oh, like Jesus.
Yes, like Jesus himself.
It is his birthday coming up,
I'm having a bit of a break. I'm having the whole of December off.
Nice.
But to fund my whole of December off, I am doing a few things that I've never done before.
Okay.
I'm doing my first gangbang.
Right.
I love your face. And my first...
I'm such an innocent little lad.
I know,
I'm
sorry.
I'm joking. It's fake modesty.
It's going to be so many dicks.
So many dicks. It's a dickathon.
Yeah.
So it's a Merry Dickmas.
Yes, Merry Dickmas for me.
Merry Dickmas.
Also my first BBC.
Oh. I've done EastEnders and Doctors myself, so what BBC show shall you be on?
Big ones.
I think we're talking about a different BBC.
Yeah.
Mine is on Thursdays at 7 p.m.
Mine's not. No.
Really?
So yeah, that's what I've got coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Right, fantastic. Get research BBC. Okay, Rob, all jokes aside, hilarity bombs dropping everywhere. What would you like to accomplish? What's the long-term goal in this?
Do you know, it's a difficult one because I spent so many years looking at the future and what I was going to do and how I was going to safeguard myself and all of that it bored the fucking life out of me. And so I'm kind of living life day to day. So I know that sounds really irresponsible and I have children and whatnot, but I don't know. I don't really have long-term plans. I realise that it's going to get to a point where my tits are going to be by my ankles and nobody's going to want to see me have sex. But I'll deal with that when it comes.
That is a trend now. And that is a thing that there's also like a kink for that.
They are then. I'm there for that.
Ankle tits.
Ankle tits.
Tankles.
Tankles. I'm there. I'll be there we go then.
Tankles.
That is my future plan. Tankles. I'm going to be a tankle girl.
Yeah, you can tinsel, tankle, tinkles.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
That's it. That's what I'm going to do. That is my aim and my goal.
I need a long-term goal.
Yeah. Do you testicles?
Testicles. Mm-hmm. Testicular Nope.
Nope.
I'm going to stop there. All right. So we have a couple of little things that have come in from our lovely viewers and some friends, etc. First off, so this one there, these are Call Us Option 1 responses. So your lovely fella commented on Instagram, love you.
Do love him.
There you go. Isn't that delightful? Then, okay, Big Kev. Anybody who says they're Big Kev is definitely not a Big Kev. Do you know what I mean?
I may have seen Big Kev's penis already. I could tell you.
Big Kev from Sunderland asks, how much do you have to prepare before doing a BBB scene? What's your personal routine before you're shooting porn? BBG?
BBG. Oh, there is. Just wash my fanny, to be honest.
Yep, that's sound advice for everyone watching or listening.
No, that's so. Before any scene, all performers make sure they have all of their sexual health checks. We have them done every 2 weeks to make sure everyone's clean, tidy, and being safe. And then what happens is we'll get there, we'll sit down, and then we'll talk about all the performers will talk about what our end goal is. What are our do's and don'ts? So I don't do anal with anyone apart from my partner. So I'll tell the other guy, don't go near my bottom. And then, we kind of make a plan from there. But usually we really try to make sure our scenes are quite natural. So we go through the do's and don'ts and then we let it happen.
Okay.
We usually talk about what kind of end shot we want to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Okay.
And that's it, really.
And if you can get on the same page, then that's a really good aim.
Yeah, really good time. That doesn't often happen, though.
Could you please ask Robyn Ben, this one just come up on this card, which is also a flat screen. Crazy. Could you ask, please, Robyn, who her porn idol... So, for example, some of my idols are Robert De Niro, Daniel Day-Lewis, Olivia Colman. Who are your porn idols? Who inspires you? And who do you want to work with in the future?
I've worked with a lot of people I really wanted to work with. I've been very lucky. But Yasmina Khan and her boyfriend are a couple that I would really love to work with. And to be honest, I would like to go over and work with a lot of American creators. I'd like to go over to USA.
Yeah.
And so...
Do you have any criminal convictions?
No, none at all.
Okay, then you can get into the United States. Have you been putting any videos of anti-Donald Trump videos online?
No, I like Donald Trump. He's got funny hair, hasn't he?
He does have funny hair, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a funny voice too. He talks very silly.
Yeah, to be honest, when I watch the news and things, I just have the volume down, but he's quite
just have him on
entertaining to visually...
Just floats around like a big orange balloon.
Hilarious.
Okay. My soul Kate. Hey, Robyn, how do you deal with the haters?
I'm not very good with the haters.
Yeah, a follow-up question from myself here, just off the top of the old noggin, freestyling. Do you have any haters?
Yeah, a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure, I guess people are always going to be a bit, dismissive of the industry. And
them I can
slut
deal
shaming,
with.
is that the term?
That doesn't bother me at all.
That doesn't bother you?
Doesn't bother me. It's when people pick holes in my body, because I've got quite a mum-bod. I don't have your stereotypical kind of porn star body. I breastfed my son for 2 years. I've got mum boobs, mum belly. I've had cesareans, and that gets me. And it's women.
Good for you for owning it.
Women.
Really, it's women.
Yeah, women will go, and also they'll shame me for being a parent and in this industry. So I've had one literally yesterday that said, looking by the state of your stomach, you've had a couple of kids. Do you not have any shame in what you're doing? And I was like...
Really?
Yeah, so that really gets to me. I'm super sensitive,
man. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, like, everyone has to pay their bills and everyone has to eat and everyone has a right to earn their money the way they want to earn their money.
Yeah, and do you know what my argument is? I've done, we always get the same thing, go get a real job. So I've studied, I've done beauty, I've worked my whole life. And at the ripe age of 35, I can now decide what I want to do that makes me happy.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, anybody has the right to tell you what you're doing is wrong just because it doesn't align with their views. So it's okay if you don't like porn. That's fine, because your fucking husband does and he signed up. Right. So move along. Don't be nasty to me.
Yeah.
And, express your views on something that's worth expressing your views on. Like, there are people out there that are awful people. I know I'm a good person.
Yeah.
I like sex. I have sex with my partner and other people. We're happy. We're safe. We don't hurt anybody. There's no need for it.
Unless they ask you politely.
Unless they ask me really politely.
Right.
Or I'm wrestling them.
Pay.
Or I'm wrestling them, then I do hurt them.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of that stuff is projections of people's own insecurities and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Or I think there's also like a real resurgence in like puritanical views coming out of people misunderstanding things and people going back and like especially in America, everyone's like, oh, this is you've got to be this and you can't do that, and the Bible's coming back.
Who says?
Exactly, who says?
Who says?
But those people are quite hypocritical and are the same that would be bigoted and hateful towards other people, and then very unchristian in their views when they're trying to spout all this Christian national rhetoric. So
I live by I just be kind, be nice. If I don't agree in what you don't agree in, that's fine, but I'm not going to be nasty about it.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Get the t-shirt. We're doing these t-shirts soon, guys. It's the Option One podcast brought to you by Don't Be a Dick. Yeah,
absolutely.
Now, Robyn, this is a part of the show that I like to call, Can You Guess Who Sent You the Voice Note? I don't know why I'm doing this voice, but it seems to work.
What is it?
So it's a voice note, and we're going to decide who's it from, Robyn.
Hey Robyn, it's Darcy. So I would love to know what got you into this industry and what keeps you in it even on the bad days.
I got that on 2 times fastness.
Also, it does tell me who it's from.
Hey Robyn, it's Darcy. So
it does, doesn't it?
What got you into this industry and what keeps you in it even on the bad days?
Oh, that's a cool question.
That is a cool question. So for those that probably didn't hear that, that was from Darcy May, and she was like, what got you into this industry and what keeps you here in these dark days? Well, we've already discussed what got you into. So I suppose the second part of that question, what keeps you going in these dark days? Can
I give a really soppy answer?
Please give the soppiest answer
you can. It is well
can.
soppy, and it's actually my son.
Oh.
Which is going to seem really weird, but I get to take him to nursery or to my mum or my partner's mum every day. I put him to bed every day. I haven't missed anything from him. So when I have days, and that's all down to this industry because I pick and choose when I work. And yeah, without this job, without the industry, without that freedom, I would be doing a 9 to 5 where I would be, I wouldn't be able to pick him up from school. I wouldn't be able to do the things I can do. So when I have days where I think like, fuck, what is the point? I just think about the times where even like if I've had a bad mental health day, it's only me that I don't have to ring a boss and feel guilty that I need a day. I'll just have it off. Yeah. And yeah, so that's my son. My son gives me the strength.
On that, and two things I'll ask you on that. How easy is it to just like you said, so if you're like, I'm really feeling not myself today, I can't perform on camera, I need the day off, like how flexible are they? Or if you're like booked in for a shoot and they've got a cameraman and a sound person and a production team all ready to go, like what's the
so that wouldn't be ideal, and obviously you'd work your hardest to get there. But if you're just camming on your own, or Babe Station are really good, like I think they understand that if you're not feeling, you can kind of ring them and go, I'm not able to do it today, and it's super flexible.
Because they'll have cover. And they'll have other girls like manning the fort essentially.
Absolutely.
But if you're on a shoot that's been pre-arranged with another actor, that's probably a little trickier.
That would be more tricky, and it wouldn't be great or professional to to kind of turn that down or not turn up to that. But everything else,
Yeah.
you're your own boss. So
No, you don't have to answer this at all. This is just me being curious. If you do, what age is your son? If you don't mind me asking.
he's 2.
He's 2.
Yeah.
Is that you? That's the oldest, or
That's my youngest.
That's your youngest.
Yeah.
And how old is your oldest?
17.
17. Okay, so do you mind talking about that?
No, that's fine.
Do they know? Are they aware of your industry job? Where did they become aware of it, and how were they with that? If that's okay, if it's not too prying.
Yeah, so they all know we're a very open family. They know the surface level of what I do.
Of course, yeah.
They understand what I do, and they understand that there are times where I'm doing things that are that wouldn't be appropriate for them to be around. So they go out with their dad or something, or they're very good, very good. My 15-year-old stepdaughter, she's hilarious. She finds it hilarious. All of her school friends have found Tatman on TikTok, so she's.
That's what I was going to ask, because we're of the age of like complete transparency when it comes to the internet.
Yeah.
Like there's no hiding places.
But luckily, the new age verification laws just come in. So as long as other parents are doing their job and protecting their children, then there's nothing that they can see that they're not allowed to see.
Okay, cool. And thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's quite personal stuff, but that's kind of about what we're here as well. We want to get to know you. And also the fun bits. So we're going to do some fun stuff now.
Not maths. Don't give me maths questions.
Okay, guys, we're going to have to stop because that was all the questions I've left. They're all math related, science. All right. Okay. So this is now called option 1, option none. And it's just a nice quick fire wee round at the end, just to kind of have a wee bit of a laugh and get to know. And there's no wrong answers and there's no points deducted for wrong answers. So basically, option 1 is if you like the idea of something. Option none is if you dislike the idea of something. In recent news, Robyn the Louvre. Robyn the Louvre.
Robyn the Louvre?
Yeah. Robyn the Louvre. You know the Louvre in Paris?
Yeah, they stole some.
They stole some stuff, yeah. So you like, you dislike? What's the story there? Like, you found a robbery.
Stealing's bad, right?
Stealing is bad, but it was Napoleon, so he was a bit of a bastard.
Yeah, I mean, no, you shouldn't steal. It's not good. But also, things are expensive, so...
Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, like, you get a Fabergé egg from the 18th century and you go down Kensington High Street, you could probably flog that.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys want some Fabergé eggs?
Yeah, and winter's coming up, and the price of heating is insane.
Heating.
So,
no,
go for it. As long as they didn't hurt anybody. Baguettes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they use. They came in baguettes loaded.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crust everywhere. That's how they were found.
Trail of crumbs.
A trail of crumbs. Now, this one is a little personal, and I'm sure I probably already know the answer, so I might come back to Ozempic. Mm-hmm. Yeah or nay?
Yes.
Yes. I'm still not allowed to qualify. I'm going to try to get myself to the weight where I can then get it, then get rid of all
just
as much as I want.
Eat. No, don't do that.
Eat, then no.
Don't do that.
Okay, yeah. The Grand Canyon, option 1 or option none?
I'd like to go there.
Yeah. Care Bears.
Oh, I love Care Bears.
Care Bears.
I used to do this thing when I was a kid, like if I'd watched a scary movie that I wasn't actually meant to watch, I would then put Care Bears on afterwards to stop the nightmares.
Yeah, I still do that.
Do you?
Yeah, no, but I do it the other way around.
You watch Care Bears
I watch
first?
Care Bears and then I'm like, fucking hell, that's going to haunt me. Then I'll put on like the Human Centipede before I go to bed, just to level things out.
Odd.
Hairy and leggy, they are caterpillars. They would be butterflies, but first they're caterpillars. What do you think?
Who wrote these?
Some genius.
Was it you?
No, it wasn't me.
Hairy and leggy.
Yeah, caterpillars.
I like caterpillars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
I like all animals.
And do you like caterpillars in their pre-butterfly stage?
Yeah, I love any.
It's a great journey, like.
Yeah.
It's great, and such a lovely analogy and metaphor for life. We're all caterpillars. And then sometimes we become butterflies. But then butterflies die in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's not
pretty
cool.
though, aren't they?
They are pretty for 2 weeks, and then...
I love bugs.
Bugs are cool.
I don't
bugs.
kill spiders either.
I don't kill spiders. I used to rip the legs off Daddy Longlegs, but I was a very young child. And I was in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. So it was either that or...
I was born in Northern Ireland in the
Where
Troubles.
are you?
I was.
Whereabouts?
Dairy.
Just say dairy. Just with the D.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm in Newry, which is at the bottom, and then Derry's all the way at the top. I was born there myself during the Troubles. Just the end, actually. They're kind of like the remnants. So it was more like the annoyance or the nuisance. It wasn't the Troubles anymore at that time. But the scars are still there inside. Okay. Vaping. Gross, right?
Yeah, gross.
Everyone's fucking vaping.
Do you know what really bugs me as well is like it's okay to do outside, but I get so frustrated when I'm walking and then like Thomas the Tank Engine puff of smoke hits me in the face.
And it's like passion fruit and mango.
Yeah, I don't want that. Thank you.
I've got a friend who has a bucket and I'm not going to name her name. She'll know who it is. And I'm so sorry. I love you so much. You know I love you. And she's got a bucket of empty vapes. And she's always saying she's going to quit, and then there's just a vape hanging out of her mouth.
Yuck.
Okay, so tipping at restaurants, controversial.
No, tip at restaurants. Don't be a dick.
You got a tip, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
If you've if you've had shit service, no.
Well,
but if you've had good service, absolutely tip at a restaurant.
I think so. Good. That's great. Gender reveals. I'm a man. Done. Nailed it. Cool.
It's silly.
Okay, dancing on the ceiling, Billy Ocean, yay or nay? Dancing on the ceiling.
Not my favourite song. I mean, it's not a bad song, don't get me wrong.
No, that's fine. We're sorry, Billy Ocean fans out there, all three of you. Okay, X-Men, yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay, okay. Foreplay. What a lovely segue from X-Men.
Yay.
Yay to
Get
foreplay.
on my bean, yes. Not right now.
Tattoos, obviously. She got some. Okay, talk me through the visible tattoos on your hands.
I have got Ganesha and Buddha, and then I've got a lotus flower. I've got my son's name, which actually goes with your T-shirt.
Oh, cool. Oh, yes. Oh, amazing. Yeah, I forgot that I was wearing the old Black Sabbath T-shirt.
Yeah, these are all just a bit random, to be honest.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I've got a few more. I've got quite a few, but I'm not going to have any more, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too much. I think I've got a nice girl next door vibe.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin that with more tats.
No.
I feel like if you've got neck tattoos, you're either you're either in a band, you're a drummer in a band, or you're in a gang from Los Angeles. That's the only reason you'd be allowed neck tattoos.
Yeah. Do you know Tatman's covered?
Yeah, or you can be a porn
Tatman.
star, or you're Tatman.
Yeah.
That's fine. If your name is Tatman and you don't have a neck tattoo, I'm concerned.
Disappointing.
Wondering, I'm like, what the fuck? How can you call yourself Tatman without a neck tattoo? I have had neck tattoos recently, but for a new show that I'll be on Netflix coming out next year. It's whatever, small thing. But they were fake tats, but they looked really, really well.
I can imagine you with neck tattoos. I mean, I'm not flirting, but I bet you look very nice with neck tattoos.
Thank you very much. But also for other TV work that I do, I can't really have that unless that was just my vibe. So these are what I have is what I ended up with. This one was done for free by a good friend of mine, and that looks like a very much awful thing. But yeah, I wish I could get more, but
Allowed.
Yeah, I'm not allowed. Robyn Quinn, it's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you here on the Option 1 podcast. And once again, if you want to just give a shout out to all the viewers, remind them your socials, where to find you and Tat. I mean, they should know, but you're here to plug. Plug yourself, girl.
So I don't usually do the plugging because I have a brain like a sieve. It's usually Tatman that does, but I'm sure I'm tagged in this. But yeah, thank you so much for all the questions as well. I really appreciate people being interested and supporting, and just keep being cool.
Keep being cool. You heard it here first. Yeah, man. Robyn Quinn, Ben Keenan, absolute pleasure. Thanks for your time.
You're through to option 1.
Option 1.